Welcome to yoga. My name is Nicola. This is an all levels practice. I'm actually quite excited today. I have a live audience with social distancing. So, today's practice, I'm going to do a theme of new beginnings, just because I have two lovely people in my class today. Well, three lovely people, but two of whom just graduated college yesterday. So I thought that would be an appropriate theme for the practice. So we'll begin as we always do with our centering. So just find a comfortable seat and just sit with a nice tall spine. And just begin to slow your breathing down. Taking some deep inhale and exhale breaths. As you inhale, allow belly to soften and expand like a balloon. And as you exhale, draw the belly button towards spine, using those abdominal muscles to help expel all your breath, making room for the next full breath. So we'll be coming into the three-part or Dirga breath. So this is the first part, allowing belly to expand as you inhale, drawing belly button towards the spine with each exhale. And just begin to turn your focus inward. Just do a quick mental scan of your body and see how you feel. And just be okay with that, no judgment. Yoga is about doing what you can, giving your body what it is asking for. This is your own personal practice. And just keep in mind as you move through the practice today, that as long as you can breathe deeply, slowly, evenly, then you're probably doing just fine. So bringing in the second part of our three-part breath. On your next inhale, allow belly then rib cage to expand. And as you exhale, just draw in the ribs, draw in the belly button. And then bringing in the third and final part of our three-part breath. On your next inhale, allow belly, rib cage, then collarbones to expand. And as you exhale, collarbones fall, ribs pull in, belly button draws in. Just getting the sense here as we take these deep cleansing breaths that you are filling your lungs from bottom to top and emptying from top to bottom. Let's take one more deep full breath. Exhale. And then just allow your breath to be natural without too much thought. If your eyes were closed, go ahead and open them. And so we'll be moving on to the hands and knees today, working into the spine a little bit with the 6 movements of the spine. So just come onto your hands and knees. Just make sure you have a nice wide handprint on the mat and that your joints are stacked, so wrist, elbows, shoulders are in line, knees and hips are in line. We'll just begin with some cat dog or cat cow. So on your inhale, belly lowers, tailbone and chin tip up. And as you exhale, round the back, tucking in your chin and tailbone. Inhaling, belly belly lowers, tailbone in, chin tip up. Exhale, round the back, pushing into hands and knees. Just continue to flow with the rhythm of your own breath. Perhaps try to begin each movement with the tailbone. So as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, then tuck the chin. As you inhale, tailbone tips up, belly lowers. Last thing to come up is your chin. Let's just take one more inhale breath. Exhale. And then find a neutral spine. And we'll just move the spine from side to side. So as you exhale, just take your gaze over to the left, hips to the left, looking back towards your hips. Inhale as you pass through center. Exhale, curve to the right. So you're kind of making a little C curve with your spine from side to side. Exhaling as you curve the spine. Inhaling as you pass through a straight spine. Just take it once more to each side. And then just pause in the center. We'll add a little spinal twist with thread the needle. So keeping your left hand grounded. Inhale, open up your right arm. And as you exhale, thread that hand palm up towards the left, pushing away through the fingers. And if you can, just bringing your head and shoulder down onto the mat. If that doesn't work for you, if you need more support for the head, just make a fist with your left hand to support the head. And we'll just hold here, enjoying this twist. If you're not using your left hand to support your head, you can actually bring that arm and just kind of drape it behind your back. Just opening the shoulder a little bit. Take one more breath. And then return your left hand to the mat. Release your right arm. Open up for one more twist. Maybe pause here and circle this right arm a few times. Just opening up the shoulders. And perhaps pause and take those circles in the opposite direction. And then returning right hand to the mat. Just kind of even yourself out. Take one breath here. And on your next inhale, we'll open up that left arm for a twist. Exhale, thread the needle. Sending those left fingertips out towards the right. And bringing head and shoulder down to the mat. Option to release this right arm and just drape it behind your back. Take one more breath here. Return right hand to the mat. Just begin to unwind this spinal twist. Inhaling, reaching left arm up. And maybe pausing here to do some arm circles. And just taking those circles in the opposite direction. And then bringing left hand down to the mat. So we'll come into puppy stretch. It's a good stretch for the shoulders. So just come down onto your forearms and just make sure your elbows are a little forward of your shoulders. Kind of bring your palms to the mat and kind of attach them to the mat so that as you begin to drop the hips back, your arms and your forearms stay exactly where they are. Your hips will probably not make it all the way back. You'll just bring your forehead down to the mat. And just feel that nice stretch in the upper back between the shoulders. Send your breath to the area of greatest sensation. Just helping that area release fully. And then from here we'll work our way into child's pose. So as your hips come back towards your heels, your arms will move back. You can feel free to keep the hands extended out in front for a little stretch here. Feeling a little less intense between the shoulders. But now allowing the upper back to fully expand as you inhale. Taking one more breath here. And then just gradually making your way back up onto hands and knees. You can keep the hands a little forward of the shoulders here. Make sure the fingers are spread nice and wide. Hook your toes under. And we'll be making our way to downward facing dog. So just slowly bringing your hips up. If hamstrings are tight, please keep abandon the knees. Push your heels towards the mat and push into the palms of your hands so that your chest moves back towards your thighs. You also want to think about your tailbone. Think back to when we did the cat dog earlier and we tipped the tailbone up on that dog posture. So you want to think about doing that, tipping the tailbone up and back. And then kind of drawing your shoulder blades down your back and wrapping them forward. Kind of turn your armpits slightly towards one another. And all these are just designed to help keep a nice, straight, supported spine as we hold this downward dog. So the puppy posture we just did is one of the postures that signals new beginning. The second one we're going to incorporate will be a three-legged dog with a hip opening. So keeping your right leg grounded, go ahead and lift your left leg up behind you. Remember, this is all optional. If you prefer to stay in regular downward dog and just walk the dog or enjoy the stretch, that's your option. If you want to add the hip opener, you have your left leg extended up and back. Bend your leg, bringing heel towards your glutes. And then kind of open up your hips towards the left. So you're kind of stacking your hips one on top of the other. And you'll be gazing out under your left armpit. We'll try to stay here for another couple breaths, but if you are ready to release, just release the leg and come back into downward dog. Take one more breath if you can, and then go ahead and level off your hips, extend your leg behind you, and then slowly lower. Just go ahead and take a few moments here just to walk the dog, pushing your heels alternately down into the mat. And then pausing here. We'll add that hip opener on the other side. So extending your right leg up behind you for three-legged dog. And then draw your heel towards your glutes. And stack your hips. Opening up towards the right side and looking out under your right armpit. Just take one more breath. And then find that three-legged dog, extending your leg out and slowly begin to lower. And just pause for a moment again. In downward dog, just walking the dog. And then begin to walk your feet forward, coming into a forward fold. So if forward folds are not for you, for whatever reason, maybe you have glaucoma, high blood pressure, sinus issues, then please take jackknife as an option. This will keep your head and heart at the same level. Knees are soft. If you're okay in a forward fold, just go ahead and drape your upper body down. Just kind of letting it hang loose here. Option to grasp opposite elbows and just kind of sway side to side or back and forth in ragdoll. So if you were in a forward fold, just come up to that jackknife position. Make sure you're using your shoulder blades to kind of pull your shoulders back away from your ears. Knees are soft. Torso is parallel to your mat. Crown of the head is pointing straight forward. Just take one more breath here. And then slowly make your way up to standing. Oh, my hips are cracking. Inhale, reaching arms out and up. And just drawing hands to heart. And just pause here in mountain pose. Just getting used to being upright. Maybe you feel a little dizzy. Just take a couple deep breaths here, pressing palms together, feeling strong, feeling grounded. And then just lower your arms to your sides. We'll come into some sun breaths. Inhale, reach up, bringing palms together. Exhale, turn your palms out and push your arms down. Just creating a little bit of resistance here with your own arms. Moving with the rhythm of your own breath. Gaze can move up and down, or you can just look straight ahead if you're more comfortable. Let's just do one more, then we'll add on. So we'll do 3 half sun salutations. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, dive forward, soft knees. Inhale, halfway, find that jackknife position. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping arms out and up, make your way to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do one more, then we'll add on. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, jackknife. Exhale, fold. Big inhale, sweeping arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. So we'll move through sun salutation B. which does involve coming into crescent lunge, which is another one of those postures that signifies new beginnings. So inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, bending your knees, sink into chair pose. Inhale here, exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward. Inhale, stepping back, finding plank or tabletop. So that's your option here with knees down. Take an inhale breath, and as you exhale, slowly lower to your mat. Inhale, you can make your way to low cobra, full cobra, or upward facing dog by pushing into the tops of the feet and allowing your knees to come up off the mat. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward and set your knee down. Inhale here, sweeping arms up, the low lunge or crescent lunge. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bending the knees, stepping left foot forward. Set your right knee down. Inhale, reaching up for crescent lunge. Exhale, sweep your arms down. Inhale, finding plank. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We're just pausing downward dog for a breath or two. Inhale, soften your knees and look forward. Exhale, walk your feet towards the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sink your hips down, back into chair pose, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, stand up tall. Take an inhale breath here, and then bring hands to heart. So we'll just move through that one more time, just a little bit quicker. Just trying to link breath with movement. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, find chair. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find your plank or tabletop. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Soften your knees, look forward. We'll step the right foot forward and set your left knee down. Inhale, sweeping arms up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, stepping back to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Soften your knees, step your left foot forward with an inhale. Exhale, set your knee down. Inhale, sweeping arms up. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, finding plank or tabletop. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, soften your knees and look forward. Exhale, walk towards the front of your mat. Inhale here. Find jackknife. Exhale, fold. Sink your hips down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale here. Inhale, stand up nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll just pause here for a breath or two. Just feel that energy flowing through the body. Probably feeling your heartbeat just a little bit quicker. And then just lowering the arms. Just make sure you're towards the front of your space. We'll move through some standing postures. So keeping the right foot at the top of your mat. Step your left foot back. Set your back heel down. Make sure you can connect it to the mat. And just bend your front knee here. Just making sure when you do bend it, it doesn't extend beyond your toes. And hips are facing front. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Into warrior one. This is our more strong, assertive warrior pose. So we'll be holding each posture for about 3 breaths or so. I'm just beginning to lean forward here, finding flying warrior. For more challenge, keep your arms out front. If you want a little bit less of a challenge, just go ahead and sweep your arms back, bringing them parallel with your back leg. And then just slowly make your way back up to warrior one. And then release your back heel. And sink down again into this front knee. So now you're kind of on your ball of your back foot. We'll be adding a twist. So the simplest version of this twist is just to turn towards the right. Bringing the back of your left hand to the outside of that right leg and opening your right arm up. If you would like to work a little deeper, make sure you sink a little more into the front leg first and then bring your elbow down to your thigh. These are just options. You can make a fist with this left hand and then push your right arm against the fist. Working a little deeper into the twist. Just take one more breath here. Release the twist. You can set your back heel down briefly, finding warrior one more time. So we will be adding a balance here. We'll be coming into warrior 3. So you're going to want to bring all the weight into this front leg, straighten your leg. We're going to like collide. And you can stay right here, bring your arms to shoulder height. Your tiptoe is down, so it's a little supportive, but you're still balancing. And maybe you just want to play around with lifting this back toe an inch. That could be warrior 3 for you. So if you're comfortable here, stay right here. Otherwise, you can begin to tip forward. The thing to avoid as you tip forward is hiking this left hip up. So you want to try to keep your hips parallel with the mat. That might require a slight bend in your standing leg. So back foot can be flexed, pushing through the heel, or you can point your foot. We're going to slowly make our way upright. Try to cross this left leg behind the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, begin to fold forward. Keep your knees soft. And just pause, parallel with the mat. And this is where you stay if you're comfortable here. Or you can begin to just fold a little further forward, bringing fingertips down to the mat. And then slowly release this back foot so your feet are parallel, and just roll on up. And we'll just shake the legs out just a little bit. And maybe just do some hip circles to release the low back. So just stand about mat width apart. Keep the knees soft. And just begin to circle the hips in one direction. And then just pause and take those circles in the opposite direction. And then just making sure you're towards the front of your mat. We'll keep the left foot grounded and take a sizable step back with the right, making sure you ground that back heel. And just do make sure there's a little width in between your feet here. Bend your front knee. Just making sure it doesn't extend beyond your toes. And then just reach the arms up. If this is not comfortable on your shoulders, you can try cactus arms. Or maybe just keep your hands on your hips. So plenty options here. Breathing, feeling energy shooting out of that back leg. Up out through your fingertips. And just beginning to lean forward here, finding that flying warrior. That sound you hear now is your front leg. Take one more breath here. And then just begin to make your way upright. So we'll be finding that crescent lunge. So bring your back heel off the mat, sink in to your front knee. And from here we will be adding the twist. So the simplest version here is just to twist at the waist. Bring your right hand to the outside of your left leg. If you would like to work a little deeper, sink a little more into this front knee so your hips lower. Bring your elbow to your thigh, make a fist, and then push your left hand against the fist. Trying to keep your hips level. Twisting from the waist up, wringing out the spine. When we release the twist, it will allow new spinal fluid to circulate through the spine. And slowly releasing this twist, reaching up, setting your heel down, taking one more breath in Warrior One. And then preparing for the balance. So bringing your weight into your front leg. Arms come to shoulder height. And you can stay right here. Or you can lift your toe. And then begin to tip. Trying to keep your hips parallel. Try to take one more breath here. And then as we make our way upright, bring this right leg behind the left. Inhaling, reach up. Exhale, soften the knees and pause here where you're parallel to the mat. Take a breath here. And then if you want, you can just begin to round the spine. Bringing nose toward knee. Maybe releasing fingertips down to the mat. And then releasing your feet so you're stepping parallel, about hip width apart. Just slowly roll on up. Again, just step about mat width apart. We'll just loosen up the low back with some empty coat sleeves. So just kind of loosen up the arms and shoulders. And again, just kind of twist from side to side, making sure you release the heel of that back foot. Just allow your arms to kind of swing around like empty coat sleeves. Just kind of giving your back a little bonus massage. And then just begin to slow everything down, begin to unwind. And then just come towards the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. We'll just be stepping back here to downward dog briefly. Just find that downward dog, soft knees, straight spine. Take a breath here. And then bringing your knees down to the mat. We'll be preparing for camel. So this is another one of the postures that signals new beginnings. It is a back bend. And the key for this back bend is to kind of, you want to engage the core, but you want to tip the tailbone forward. All this will help support the low back. And from here down should not move. We're just going to bend in the thoracic spine, the upper back. So feel free to just place your hands on the back of your hips. And you can work in and out of this posture. It can be a pretty intense back bend. So just slowly rock back and forth, trying to keep everything from the waist down still. Low back is supported, glutes are engaged. If you want, you can come back and kind of just pause in this back bend, maybe drawing your shoulder blades together to open the chest a little bit more. Down from the hills, round aching bones to my restless heart. If you are familiar with camel and you would like to go a little deeper by reaching back for your heels, sometimes coming up onto your toes to raise your heels up a little bit will help. Just an option. And if you prefer just to still rock back and forward, working into that back bend, that's also your option. So just pick whatever feels good to you. Take one more breath here. And then coming on upright, sit back on your heels. We'll release that back bend by coming into child's pose. So take your time. The low back is probably a little tight. Just go ahead and sink down into this child's pose. If you can, letting your head rest on the mat or just making a fist with your hand just to support your head. So I will be offering up a side stretch here as we hold this child's pose. So if you would like to try that, you can walk your hands over towards the left side. And then connect your right palm to the mat and just keep it there. Kind of pull back a little bit, but don't let your hand move. So you feel a nice stretch down the right side of the body. Left hand will release behind you, palm up, and just rest next to your foot, unless you need to use it to make a fist to support your head. Breathing into that right side of the body. And then returning your left hand to the front. Just going to walk your hands through center and over towards the right side. And connect that left palm to the mat. Create that little tug back, feeling a nice stretch down the left side of the body. And either using your right hand to support your head or release it behind you, palm up, resting next to your foot. Breathing into that left side of the body. The sun sets late in Glasgow. The daylight in the city part. Taking one more breath here. Just sweep your right hand forward and then just bring your arms back to the center. Take one more breath here. And then slowly just make your way back to a seated position. So we'll find a seat somewhere in the center of our mat so that we can roll back. Free to keep your knees bent with feet flat on the mat, or you can extend your legs long, flex your heels. Just take a breath here. And then bringing the arms out front. We'll just slowly take a few breaths, challenge yourself. Just make your way down to the mat. Reaching arms overhead, coming into a full body stretch. And then sweeping the arms down by your side. Just bending your knees, bringing feet flat on the mat. Just work with one more back bend. We'll come into bridge, but we'll begin with a little rolling bridge. So on your inhale, begin to lift your hips, bringing them high. And as you exhale, round down through the spine. Tailbone is the last thing to come down. Inhale, lifting the hips, continuing up, finding that bridge. Exhale, rounding down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. And just continue here, using your own breath to guide you. If you find you really like this rolling or moving bridge, your option is just to stay with this. If you would like to try holding the posture, the next time your hips are high, just pause. Glutes are engaged, inner thighs are engaged to stop the knees splaying. If you want, you can also try to kind of walk your shoulder blades in a little bit and either press your arms down into the mat, or you can try to interlace your fingers and push through the knuckles. Push them away towards your feet. Perhaps even try to lift up your heels, maybe raise the hips one more inch. And if you do have your hands interlaced, just release them. And then slowly begin to roll down through the spine. Eventually, tailbone contacts mat, heels lower. And just gather in your knees here. Hug them towards your chest. And we'll just begin to rock gently from side to side here. Stretching out the low back, the glutes. And then just come to stillness. Extend your legs straight up. Flex your feet, so soles of the feet are pointing towards the ceiling. And then just begin to point and flex your feet. Maybe circling the ankles. Perhaps bending the knees one at a time. Just getting that synovial fluid moving, lubricating your knee joints. And then just go ahead and stretch your legs straight up. Stretch your arms up. We're just going to give everything a shake here. And just since the theme is new beginnings, think about anything that you want to let go, anything that doesn't serve you anymore, just shake it off. And then just coming to stillness here, keeping your legs extended, flex your feet, push through the heels, interlace your fingers, and bring your hands behind your head, so your head is resting in your hands. Take an inhale breath, and as you exhale, just gently bring your chin towards your chest, just till you feel a nice stretch in the back of the neck. upper back area. You should not be in pain. You should be able to breathe easily. If hamstrings are tight, you can bend your knees a little or a lot. Just slowly begin to return your head to the mat. Release your hands. Bring your feet down to the mat. Just allow your knees here to kind of fall gently from side to side. Bringing your legs to stillness. Keep your right foot grounded and just bring your left ankle just below your right knee. Contract your abdominals so you kind of push your low back into the mat and take your left hand and use it to gently ease this left knee a little further away. So we'll be coming into reclining pigeon or figure four stretch. So if you're comfortable here and this is enough of a stretch for you, this is an option to stay right here. Otherwise, you can pick up your right foot and begin to bring that right knee a little closer. You're going to feel a pretty intense stretch in the left hip. Another option is to take your left hand and thread it through this triangle and interlace your fingers either on top of your left shin just below the knee or just grab behind the thigh and use those hands to kind of ease that right leg in and out, feeling that stretch in the left hip, breathing into that sensation. Slowly lower this right foot down to the mat. Just cross your left leg over the right, just closing that gap between the knees. And then just take a moment to shift your hips an inch or two to the left. And then we'll allow the knees to drop over, across and down to the right side. So if low back is tight, keep your knee in line with your hip. And just bring your arms out to shoulder height. And maybe just look straight up at the ceiling. If you have a little more flexibility in the spine, you can turn your head and look out towards your left hand. Another option is to take your right hand and place it on top of that left knee. And just gently encourage that knee a little closer to the floor, just deepening the twist. Take one more inhale breath here. Exhale. And slowly just begin to unwind this twist, rolling onto your back. Uncross the legs, level off your hips. And again, take a moment here just to allow the knees to fall gently from side to side, releasing the low back. And then just pausing here, bringing your knees to stillness. Keep your left foot grounded. Just bring your right ankle just below the left knee. Just contract your core a little bit so low back presses into the mat. And use your right hand to just ease this knee a little further away. Remembering that one option is to stay right here. Otherwise, you can begin to lift your left foot, bringing that left knee in towards you. You'll feel that stretch intensify in your right hip. And you can also take your right hand, thread it through this triangle in your legs and interlace your fingers on top of your shin or behind the thigh. And then just gently ease this left knee in and out, just feeling that bullseye of sensation in the right hip. Whenever you're ready, just draw the knee in and pause. Think about sending breath to that bullseye of sensation. It's just a visual, but it will help that area release. Take one more breath here. Releasing that left foot down to the mat, crossing your right knee over the left, shifting your hips an inch or two to the right, and allowing the knees to come over, across and down towards the left. Option is to keep the knee and hip at the same level, or maybe use your left hand to gently ease that knee a little closer to the mat. Gaze can be straight up at the ceiling, or you can turn your head and look out towards your right hand. And then just slowly releasing the twist, coming onto your back. Just extend your legs long. Then just cross your left ankle over the right. We'll be coming into embryo pose. So keeping your ankles crossed, just draw your legs in so that your heels are coming towards your glutes, knees are bent. And you can stay right here, or you can try to reach for the tops of your feet. And just kind of pull the tops of your feet down a little closer to your glutes. One more option is to kind of lift up your hips, lift up your head and shoulders, and kind of curl into a ball. Take one more breath here. If you did have the head and shoulders and the hips raised, lower them down. Come out into a nice full body stretch. Take a breath here. And then cross your right ankle over left. And again, just bend the knees, drawing heels towards glutes. And if you can, reach for the tops of the feet near the toes and just kind of gently pull them a little closer to you. And you can stay here, or you can just begin to curl up into a little ball by raising hips, head and shoulders. Take one more breath. Release. Extend nice and long one more time. And as we prepare for Shavasana, you can stay laying on your back with legs extended. Just bring your arms by your sides. Just kind of allow the arms and legs to roll out to the side. If you do need more support for the low back, just bend your knees, bringing feet flat on the mat. Just allow your knees to kind of draw in and support one another, rest against each other. Or perhaps you're more comfortable laying on one side or in a seated position. So just find that position that will be just right for you. What your body is asking for right now. And a position where you'll be able to just fully let go and release for the next few minutes. So just take a quick mental scan of your body here. See where you may still be holding onto some tension. Perhaps just gently turn your head from side to side. Shrug your shoulders up and down. If you're clenching your jaw, try to release that. Just pay attention to where you feel the support of the floor beneath you. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, maybe with a sigh, just let everything go. No tension in the body, muscles are soft, bones are heavy, sinking into the support of the earth, feeling grounded. And whether a new beginning takes the form of the turn of a new year, the incoming of a new season, or just some change in your life that could be big or small, just be prepared to be open to it, embrace the change, and just be excited about what's to come. Just let breath be soft and natural without too much thought. Try to keep the mind quiet. Bring your attention back to the present moment and begin to awaken the body by making some small movements. Perhaps gathering in your knees and rocking gently from side to side, or maybe just rolling onto one side and taking a couple of breaths there. taking your time whenever you're ready. Slowly make your way to a seated position. Maybe just sit quietly with eyes closed or gaze soft for a couple of breaths. And then opening your eyes, take an inhale breath, sweep the arms out and up. Draw hands to heart. Gather all that positive energy, use it for whatever new beginning may be ahead of you. I am honored and grateful to share this practice with you this morning. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Namaste.